Greetings, fantasy nerds. Welcome to another video. Recap of last week, picks for this week. Good week last week, especially when you get the old W. Thank you, Tony, for starting Carson Steele. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Josh Allen, for being a terrible quarterback, even though you won. That happens. So, Zach, you know about that. Great week. Just do a quick recap and we'll do some picks, and that's all she will be written. First of all, like I said, whoop that ass on Tony. 140, 294. Justin Fields went off finally. Glad I started him. Boy, I was sweating. Like, I had started, it was between him and Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold started going off, and Justin Fields wasn't going off. And I was like thinking I made the wrong decision, and then all of a sudden, second half, took off. 34 points. Just awesome day for my quarterback that I picked up off waivers first week. So, that's what it tells you. The draft doesn't really, it means a lot. It's fun, but it doesn't mean that much. That you win the leagues, win games in some of the moves you make. So, great win for me. Now, next, Bobby Jeff, 154, 129. How did Bobby go from being the team that anyone could beat to being the team that nobody can beat? Kenneth Walker, Joe Burrow went off, George Pickens. I mean, man. And then Jeff, 129. Not bad. Good score, but you just didn't do well enough for Bobby. ETN was crap. Kyle Pitts was crap, even though he did better this past week, last night. How are you starting Cam Akers? I don't know. I guess maybe he had Mixon or something, but yeah, not so good. Now, I like how you tried to trade me ETN after he scored like 0 points. I think you know what the answer to that trade would be. So, next is Mike and Jansen. Mike 108, Jansen 191. Mike, you finally got a win, but it's because you won against Jansen. So, interesting. Stroud and McLaurin are the only two players that were above, I think, maybe 20 points. Everybody else was like not even double digits. It was all single digit scoring, but you got it done, my friend, with 108. And of course, Jansen's team had to start Dahan Johnson, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley. They all did just terrible last week. They might do better this week, but not that good. Maybe Calvin Ridley did good. But I know Jahan Dotson and Amari Cooper didn't do anything. So, but it's Jansen. It's par for the course, buddy. You gotta get better fantasy. Drex, 121. Zach, is that 67? 67 points, man. Zach, I feel like this happens every year. You start out like a rocket. You have a great team, and then just something happens. I think Nick Chubb tore his leg off last year like a chicken bone, and what else happened this year? I guess Mahomes just hasn't been doing anything. Oh, you got Rashee Rice. Who else? Yeah, it's just been bad. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and then you did that bonehead move. Maybe some of it is on you. $200 for Isaiah Likely. He scored 3.1 points this year. And also, your Tyreek, your big pick, got really hurt. I mean, didn't get hurt, but I mean, his production is severely hampered by Tua being out. So then there's that. I'm feeling it right there with Waddle. But yeah, just a terrible outing. Drex just whooped that ass with 121. Now, next, Sam and Luke. Sam 115, Luke 121. Sam Geno Smith, did good. Brian Robinson. So I thought this was funny that I heard on some podcast that someone accidentally drafted Brian Robinson in the first round instead of Bijan Robinson in the first round. And guess what? It worked out for him, because guess who's been a better fantasy running back this year? Brian Robinson, as Nandor says. So, good job, buddy, but yeah, still wasn't enough for Luke. So, interesting with Luke's team this week. Keenan Allen and Kyler were the only players, or the only double or single digit scorers. So the only players that scored under 10 points. Everyone else scored above 10 points, but nobody scored over 20 points. It was all in between 10 and 20. So Luke got it done with just consistency, just banging it out, everybody. You know what I mean? So good job, buddy. Last game of last week is BB 110, Mark 160. How the hell does Mark have another awesome team again this year? I feel like he just falls ass backwards into it. Is like, the Kramer of fantasy football, just kind of does whatever, and it all of a sudden it just works out for him. So whatever you're doing, man, you got Saquon kicking ass, Derrick Henry kicking ass, even Chuba Hubbard. I mean, so you've actually made some moves that weren't in the draft. It's not like you just drafted this team luckily. Like, you actually made some decent moves. So whatever you're doing, man, whatever water they're putting in Philadelphia, wherever you're living there, keep drinking it. So good job, buddy. All right, so that's last week. Let's talk about this week. Got started already, so sorry this video wasn't earlier. Just been busy, like I said, but started off well for me last night with Younghoe Koo scoring 15 points. Love the kickers getting some action. Let's see. And Luke had Bucky Irving. Didn't do so good. So, am I going to keep Justin Fields going? He's playing the Cowboys this week with DeMarcus Lawrence out, and I think who else out? Yeah, I'm probably going to play Justin Fields again. Amon-Ra's sitting out, so got to, pivot there. I got Xavier Legette, who's hot. Hopefully, if Andy Dalton keeps playing, he'll be good. So, and then I'm hoping Flacco plays. Because if he plays, then I can start Josh Downs. Because I feel like if Flacco's playing, Josh Downs has some production. If Richards is playing, nah, not so much. So, hopefully that happens. So I'm picking myself, obviously. Luke is going down. So Jeff versus Jansen, next game. Jeff has Jaden Daniels, who's been on fire. ETN, he's going to keep because I'm not going to trade. I don't want that guy. Jamar, I think he'll do good. Ingram, maybe because who's out? I think some of the receivers are out for his team. So Evan Ingram should see some production this week. Kamara's just going to keep on kicking ass, and so is Mason, at least until McCaffrey comes back. So Jansen, same thing with you. If I were you, I'd hope for Flacco to start because that's your only chance, buddy. Zach Moss, Eckler, Pittman. How are you starting the Dolphins defense? I know there has to be a better defense out there. Go pick one up. Seriously. Jeff's going to win. That's my prediction. Tony versus Bobby. So, Tony, if you keep starting Carson Steele, you're going to have a bad time. So, I would say Bobby's going to win. Got Burrow, Debo, Pickens, Jake Ferguson. If Homeboy's out, who is it? Brandon Cooks is out. And Ferguson's already been kicking ass. You know what I mean? It's hard to find a good tight end. But let's see. Tony's got CeeDee Lamb, James Conner, Raheem Shaheed, Romo Duze. But I do believe it was smart for you, Tony, to sit Mark Andrews. I mean, he just hasn't been doing anything. I mean, just cut your losses. Some people have been holding on to him, thinking something's going to happen because he's Mark Andrews. Just good job on sitting him. Kudos, but you're still going to lose. All right, next is Zach and Mike. Zach, I think you will continue your bad streak of luck. Mahomes, and let's see. 16 points from your kicker last night. Good job, buddy. I got 15, you got 16. I thought I did good. You did better. Likely, I think it's going to continue to be terrible if they keep going to Derrick Henry. He's kind of going to be, second or third in the pecking order. And let's see. Brees Hall is in London this weekend. I don't know about London games. I always feel like they don't play as well. They're just kind of like groggy from the flight, and they're in London, so it's like just depressing maybe. I don't know. Like, I just feel like the London games are never high scoring. You know what I mean? Just kind of basic. Like some French fries with peas and gravy. That's what they eat over there. It's French fries with peas and gravy. Ugh. Anyways, yeah. So Mike's gonna win. Mike's got London, who went off last night. Got a 9.5 from Bijan. I think McLaurin's gonna keep going. That Jaden Daniels is on fire. So I think you'll get a win, Mike. I think so. 2 in a row. There you go. Next is going to be Mark and Drex. So Saquon is out this week. That's the only thing you have going for you, Drex. You got 20 from Evan last night. You started off well. I believe in you. I think you can do this. I want you to do this. So the fact that that Saquon's out, I think you're going to do it. You're going to beat Mark. Go ahead. Mark it down. Last game, BB versus Sam. BB's got Lamar, Aaron Jones, Alexander Madison, who's good for some reason, Stephon Diggs, George Kittle, DK Metcalf. Sam's got Geno because Chua's still hurt. Achan, got the good B Robinson. McBride, Najee. This is going to be a good one. I think this is probably going to be like the squeaker of the weaker game because you both got solid teams. But I'm going to have to give it to BB since Sam beat me first game. You know, just too close to call, so I'm just going to take it, give it to BB. So there's my picks. Like I said, sorry the video is so late, but I'll see you guys on the digital field.